You abort short women children.
No!
Yes!
I was even like, what the hype?
No,
Because no, yeah, it's not like that.
So,
Now let me ask you. I know what I gave you. Please tell me what you gave me. Now let me ask you.
hello people, it's your Ambassador Ambassador again doing his thing. So I promised you guys we're going to come again with the guys and the girls to have this conversation. It took a turn towards abortion, hugging, khaki, money. And yes, you can already tell from the faces, people have their opinions written on their foreheads. I'll moderate this as usual. I keep my hands in the middle just to make sure that we have peace and serenity during this conversation. The intention is not to be right or wrong, it's just to exchange ideas and then learn from it. So we started the whole Yvonne Nelson discussion where we were saying first she committed an abortion for Sarkodie, then she broke up with Yan Yan and all her father dramas, or should I call it search of a father dramas, being maybe linked to all of these issues she's having. So the guys had their opinion with regards to why the girls commit abortion. If I would quote one of the guys, was where she was opening her legs, what was she thinking? Yeah. The girls had their own opinion with regards to not going around somebody who is poor and cannot take care of the child, cannot tell her to keep the baby, but you don't have money to maintain it. And some women might want to have their babies but in America. When you're dating her, you do not know that she liked extravagant things. So I just said when we come to converse or exchange ideas, everybody will first start from the point of where they stand in regards to abortion, and then others might jump into either check them on something they say, or if you disagree on something they're saying or something like that. So I'll start from your end.
Abortion is a no-no for me.
Okay.
It's a no-no for me, except it comes to a case where nothing can be done except the abortion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think Nina mentioned the health factors, rape factors.
Rape
and the guy not being able to.
When it comes to, like you said, maintenance.
Yes.
What is maintenance? Like
that's what
a woman gives birth to a child, it takes a village to raise that child. You get. So maybe you both might not be able to raise that child, but external support always comes.
Not all villages are generous.
Not all, but that's what I said.
Except
meaning
the sense village.
But she's also checking in the same sense of you are hoping that family and friends will help.
Just
not all family.
Yes, not all family.
It's not that village are impregnated.
Wait, listen now. Understand that it's not the village.
Nice.
It's not the village that raised you. You get. But yeah, there's this thing in an African home where Africans, let's understand this. Once a child comes out of a mother's VJ, it's not the woman's child only. It becomes a child of the society. I mean, they are not the first people who have children who have nothing. People have had children.
If that child comes as a bad child, it's the mother's child only, your papa.
No, as a child, when a small cookie, it's
no. But what I've said those times, but like there's certain age when your parents, not my parents, but I think some aunts and this and like job born and picking up a born and can't give me. But I remember times when things were really rough.
Nobody showed up.
And no
they will not come. You will not
so
see them. They will say it while you're
pregnant. What you are saying,
but you will not see them.
But like the point I was driving with, I was going back and forth, and I was like, okay, let it also be realistic expectations. When you say the man is not meeting up with standards, let it be basic things, as I said. Maybe
it should
an
be
allowance of 50,000, 30,000.
When I was even talking about maintenance, I was not talking in the financial light. Like I was saying that you have a man, he'll tell you that keep the child, and then he's moving around and telling people how he has, but like he does not do. There's some basic things that you have to do, like you don't show up. At one point, it feels like the girl is nothing to you, like it's just your child.
But I think it's not justification enough for abortion.
No, I'm not saying that it's cool to abort.
We have a lot of single mothers.
No, I'm just saying that if you want to keep the child.
With that point, I think it's basically what I said at the beginning.
Yeah.
That because it is not
really. It's
not really. Yes, no way you're getting pregnant because it's not really a rocket science, Ambassador. It's not really a rocket science. When you see him, there's a high probability that you know who this person is or who this person is or who this person is.
One, some of those girls are young and they're not good judge of character.
I'm not making an excuse. When you say young, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, are we talking about underage girl or girls that
abortion?
No, because the issue now is, I want to tell you, lie, Ambassador. We've been seeing things, man. Like, yo. So the type of people that you just gone. Did you open your legs or not? The type of people that you gonna open your legs for and everything. You understand? No, you would
But
know.
do you understand that human beings are likely to always change? You meet a man who will not, his forehead, they are saying does not refuse pregnancy. Does not refuse pregnancy, but in the future,
so
you jackpot.
One. Everything can never be 100%. There are exceptions. We are basing what we know here according to proving like fact or anything.
Can we say something that if she's the one who is going to suffer with that child, can it at least be her decision to decide to keep it?
Now that's it. That's the problem. Are we Cameroonians? It's not a decision to keep the pregnancy or not.
Oh, okay. You want to go to the law?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
one was saying that
I think let's just take the law out for this and
because
let's bring in morality.
Let me finish.
No, listen.
Now you are saying this.
People are committing abortion
every day,
law or no law, and nobody, and they're going to punish for it. So this is what I'm trying to say here.
You think that a father who wants to punish a girl for removing his child, if he's really serious,
you're making it sound like it's only like girls are the only ones who want to commit abortion, and the men want the children.
That's what I'm saying. That
but let's take the law out
my
of this for now.
problem is that we and accountability, we might have a problem with that.
Yes.
We might have a problem with that because the issue is now the child is, how can I say, if you say okay, everything is her choice and everything is her choice, you get.
Yeah.
Now that one would be a far stretch on.
No, I'm not saying everything is her choice. What I'm saying is
does she have the choice if the man is an absentee?
The man is an absentee father
to be
right, and you want her to keep the child because she deciding to keep the child means that the burden of the responsibility is going to be her shoulder. Let it be her call to it. Don't tell her to you have to keep the child.
You need
and don't show up and don't show up. That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's what I said. Except
that
in
makes
situations
sense. That
where
makes sense.
It's extreme. For example, because I know how people break down. For example, women can easily break down. Imagine having a child you cannot provide for, you cannot take care of, and you are left alone with that child. You automatically start feeling like a failure. You can have. I've seen people who completely break down and they will never want to have a child again.
Mental problems.
It gets so when it gets to that point, yes, we can say if she knows she cannot deal with it, let her be done with it. But don't abort because you're just looking for the slightest means to excuse to abort.
No, but what I'm also saying is, who are you to say what is the slightest means and not the slightest means?
Well,
like if you look at
Yvonne
Nelson's case, even during the abortion process, the lady has to be accompanied and supported. It's not easy to do that either way.
Yeah, it's not easy.
So, but she said after she committed abortion, Sarko did not even call, he did not even check up.
And which Sarko didn't know that
maybe the man also, the man was scared.
I beg. It's like she don't must try and hit you.
Oh, please, scared of what? Let us not become violent, my dear sisters. Let us not become violent.
Explain, scared of what?
The issue is, like you had said earlier,
let's not build
somebody aborted and the blood was something else, the bleeding was something.
Let's not build this on babies. Let's not build this on
babies. Let me ask something.
Let's not build this on babies.
Yvonne Nelson talk about what she went through, or have we heard about Sarkozy's own side of the story?
Where Sarkozy came online.
If you don't silence is a story. Silence is a story.
Silence is not a story.
It is a story.
I am not a fan of hearing one-sided stories.
Go and ask Sarkozy for the podcast now.
Most of the time, you know that these abortion things, right? The men are very passive.
The
majority.
Normally.
Because partly it's not your body. Two, you have already even moved on most of the time.
Somebody was already having a girlfriend.
It doesn't really affect them that much.
And wait, and mind you, okay.
The girl probably told him, do with her and come to baby.
At that time, so is it a female
thing?
Is it a female thing or a male thing that he said the girl probably told him to do with her and
you
come to baby?
You have a problem with gender.
No, I'm just saying. Okay. Now let me come back to it.
Yes.
Okay. At that time, was he like engaged to that his girlfriend or what?
No.
Okay, they were just girlfriend.
Girlfriend, but she was studying abroad.
Yes. Okay, she was studying abroad and all of that. Now,
and so Yvonne was a small thing.
He was a small thing that he was doing some small things with.
She was
you understand? Side and all of that.
Girlfriend.
Side and all of that. Now, let me ask you something, Ambassador, because I believe also in information.
Yeah.
One will hear one story. If another person has not talked, will know. Did you know that this man had a girl that he was interested in? abort before you're hitching with him. These are things that we should know.
Well,
it's like a woman following
all of this was narrated in a
come
book.
It was narrated
in a book. You get what I'm saying?
The details are not given.
So we read it from a book, right?
No,
you accept.
also she said that she discovered that he had a girlfriend. Even if you have a baby with a mad woman, right? For the sake of that baby,
Yes.
you have to support
that's
that
the
madness to first get the baby out of that woman. That's the first stage.
That is why.
Rather than
Getting
letting her
out
go
of
ahead
the
with
woman.
what
That is
the
why I
abortion.
said also that Sarkodie, for him being a man that is on his right senses,
Yes.
goes impregnates,
Yeah.
then never does any step in any way to support and everything.
Exactly.
That means he also has a problem.
Okay. And then I recall in our conversation, I said I'm going to bring up when the girls were there. When I asked you guys, like, what will you do if a girl tells you that she's pregnant and you want to keep the baby, but she does not want to, right? I want to flip now back on the girls and then ask them what in the case, what about the case where we see those things in American, should I call it Hollywood movies, where you get pregnant for a guy. Usually it's like a celebrity, or you know that it's just let's say you get pregnant for Drake and you know that okay, that's sure 2 million every month or 5 million every month, but he does not want to keep that child because he knows that it's going to be constant
Yeah. Cash out for
him. So for the girls, what if a man wants you to abort but you don't want to
Papa
keep it?
Promona for all man for yeah, I will loud it. Oh God.
What?
So
I
you
say
tell
Papa
everybody you're
Promo, I
pregnant for
will
him.
loud it. Drake.
Now,
Okay, so you are pregnant with Drake and he does not want you to
They
keep
want-
the baby.
they want-
That's why.
I will
That's
still loud
why.
it.
That's why.
I will
Drake's
have my
throws
right.
That's why they have pepper sauce in his sperm.
Because of girls like
And the girl had
that.
to even sleep or put it
Because of girls
because
like
of girls
that.
like you, because he
Yes.
knows.
He chose pepper sperm on his.
He
chose
ejaculated his sperm
on-
to the
on-
toilet
on-
and
on-
pour
on-
pepper inside.
Yes,
To
because
kill it.
of
And the girl actually he just did it without even knowing, and the girl actually said she used it to rub into her VJ.
And it was
She gave
burning.
Jake. I burnt her, and she wanted to sue Jake for that.
Okay, wait.
and see.
Oh, she
now,
sued Jake
tell
for
her.
that.
You think Papa Promo, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm not for aborting, so I guess I will still keep it. But like,
suffer.
And then take care of the baby alone.
yes,
Fairy
because-
tale. Drake.
Because there are two sides of that story, right?
Yeah.
If you decide to keep it,
It's
it
on
means
your
you are
own.
bearing
Yes,
the
you're bearing the
responsibility alone.
responsibility. Yes.
So it's not just
please,
the-
excuse
the-
me, please. When we talk about bearing responsibility, that's a misconception.
You want to bring legal side.
No, I'm not thinking like that. No,
See, see, see.
I'm talking about because
No.
this issue now,
Yeah.
it's an issue that it comes up almost every time in the profession you
was
get.
it Friday I was
And-
at the state council office
Exactly.
and they showed me like 4 men were sitting in a row and they told me like this one is his girlfriend that brought him. This one is
This one-
baby mama. This
you
one
get
is
what I'm
his-
saying?
All of the cases were
And
all women that
you
brought them
too,
in.
as a man,
Yeah.
when you are entering empty, when you're penetrating,
Yeah.
you are moaning, and it is very sweet
Yes.
for you to ejaculate with very much vigor and stamina.
Oh, this is not necessary.
Right?
To the point.
Massa.
Make sure that when she comes with it
Yeah.
and she's not willing to
About it.
about it, you would do the same stamina and power and
Take
vigor
up
to
responsibility.
push her to take care of the
Oh,
child, and
okay,
you will raise
okay,
them.
okay.
Because if you don't,
Okay, let's-
they are
let's-
going
let's-
to
let's-
when
let's
that child
draw
is
this-
born,
let's draw this from the
they are
beginning.
going to mandate you to take
Let's
care, and they
draw-
will
let's-
mess
let's-
up your
let's-
life.
Let's draw this from the beginning. There are a lot of ways people get pregnant now without even knowing that they have done it. For example, two high people really drunk and knowing their senses, and then they have sex.
Now
and then-
Jimmy Bo.
I'm just saying, like two high people who
Yeah.
are high,
Yeah.
and then something happened between guys. You guys
No, but
They still have to be responsible.
no, calm down, calm down.
no, but
I'm
because
calming
you are
down.
saying that right, who gave you Mimbo? But those are things that
Happen all the
every
time.
day.
No,
Let's
I'm just saying it
let's face
happens,
fact.
yes, but you
Yes,
still have to be
because
responsible.
he has no one listening.
Also be
listen.
honest to know that
Listen,
okay,
let's be honest.
there's a girl that you get to the morning and say, "Chai,
How did this happen?
how did this girl end up in
I'm
this
like,
room?"
I mean, how? It
You don't
happened.
even see herself going to see her off because now like this is shock.
You're not
Then
marrying
now,
her. You
I-
are taking
Then
care
I
of
think
the child.
Nina. I am saying that I don't really stand for abortion unless
Yeah,
it's
no,
a very serious
obviously
thing.
nobody stands for it.
You
here,
get,
but to
but you
different
see,
degrees.
you see the issue of giving birth. Many people don't want to just give birth to any kind
It's
of
a
person.
lifetime commitment.
You see me. Let me not lie. One of my problem is I don't want to. No offense.
Yeah.
I don't want to have short children. So I'm at. So at all points, they get our
Fairness
children.
and abomination.
You understand?
Man just
They
got them.
get-
Man just
no,
got them and
listen.
just
Everybody has-
actually
everybody
said
has-
clearly.
He said no
Fuck
offense.
you.
No
Fuck
offense.
you. No offense. I said offense.
Everybody has priorities in
This
life.
body shaming.
I'm from a tall family.
Yeah.
So I
This
want
body shaming.
tall
Children to maintain.
Yes.
Stupid
So
one.
in my family, my aunt who has short children, we laugh at her children sometimes. There are cousins, so we laugh at them like these are the only short ones in the family. You get. So
But are they as beautiful as me?
So I want tall children.
Yeah.
So first prerequisite of me looking for a woman is maybe a tall woman. You get. So maybe one day when I meet that, I told her, hey, I got drunk and then I got I'm a short girl.
Yeah.
She tells me,
No offense, he has gone.
and then she tells me she's pregnant.
Anything.
You get.
Yes.
Like I have intercourse with a short girl and then she tells me she's pregnant. Tomorrow I'm like,
You start imagining the child.
Jesus. So my first was short because
I can't.
there is no probability that the child is going to be tall.
There's a probability.
There is a
Sorry.
A body shamer.
It's
Calm down.
50-50.
He did the law.
It's 50-50.
They might hide
You
from
get. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
So that child might end up being short.
Yeah.
And you see me. No,
So wait.
no offense, man. I see short people.
Wait.
Austin, don't say this.
But wait.
Austin, I'm your
There
friend.
are no people who have hot short children. I hope you know that.
Because they check somebody behind
Genetic.
there.
And you
Yes.
cannot have your entire nobody in
No,
your
wait, let me
family
ask you a
short
question.
apart from your
Which
great
one do you-
grandfather.
Because for me, when the girl is not too smart,
Yeah.
that's the problem where.
Yeah, that's
So-
why I
so
said
what
my
if you-
first.
How can you put height above intelligence?
It doesn't even
No.
make sense, I swear.
This is what
He does not make
calm
sense.
down. And you could calm down.
short.
You sound so young.
He's
You sound so
short-phobic.
young.
Calm down,
What
listen.
you're saying.
Calm down and listen.
Add it to the
Wait,
LGBTQ.
Can you calm down and listen?
Short-phobic.
Can you calm down and
Yeah,
listen?
yes.
Okay, for example, everybody has something that attracts them.
That's
From
crazy.
first look,
That's
for example,
crazy.
I might see. Well, let me get there. I might see Gilda,
Yeah.
and we spoke about this thing about smartness, one of our podcasts,
Yes,
and we laid emphasis on the fact that woman has to be smart.
Yeah.
I'm not simply saying I will fall in love with every tall woman I
That's
see.
how you
But
sound.
cannot
you
put
will.
it best.
That's how
You
you
will.
sound.
Okay, let me say this. Let me put
Yeah.
it this way: force of attraction.
Yes.
So which
First
means
height.
I have not heard her speak.
Yeah. To judge
I'm
her
not to judge her,
Yeah.
but you see the concept of height.
Yeah.
It's an attraction. That boys who like big ass and big breasts, it's a force of attraction. They don't even care whether I've heard boys say they don't even care if that get sense. If you get
Don't call
Bobby,
my name,
if
don't
you
call
get
my name.
buttocks,
Don't call my name.
he says it all the time.
Don't call my name.
He says
Don't call my
so
name.
I'm like, you see a tall girl, it's a turn on for me. Like she automatically. But when once I come close, and then you don't sound.
The grammar is
Sound.
not grammar.
I've met tall girls. Come on, I'm not the
Ambassador,
You get-
Ambassador, please can I just get in?
Yeah.
First of all, to the listeners, I am sapiosexual. I mean attracted to intelligence.
Intelligence, yeah.
Please, just to get it out of the way. But
Intelligence
if
is
you
not
have big
attracted
breasts
to-
and big ass, she's coming at me. She's coming. At me. But well, anyways, if you have big breasts and big ass, you can come. If you
That's what we're saying.
Anyway, but what I'm saying, what he's saying is that your priorities are like okay.
No. Nobody has.
Okay.
You guys should not take one thing to generalize my
Let me
life.
say something.
When let me
But
finish. Let me finish.
how do you
See,
get here?
as much as you want a smart man, you want a man you can turn in the night and look and smile.
Yeah.
You get.
But-
When you sleep at night, you don't
Let's
sleep.
come
That's
back.
how
Let's
you
come back to our convo, right? Because we're talking about.
So I was heading there. That's what.
So, but I don't think that is reasonable.
Yeah, like you want
So
to-
I'm
Because
just
they
saying. I'm
get
just
shots.
listen.
How old are you?
No, I don't want to bring up people's excuses. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. For example,
Okay.
maybe I feel that okay now I'm scared of having
That
a short
child,
child.
yeah.
You see, so it's a reason enough for me. Like no, I don't want
About
to
the
have,
child,
I don't want to
about
have
the
children.
child, about the child.
with this guy. Oh my God, I beg
That's
you,
a
move
very
back, you know.
immature reason.
I'm not. It's not what I will do.
Why
I'm
is
saying
it
that a lot of
the
possibilities.
problem, Austin? The problem is how you have defended it. You will do it. He will do it. He will do it.
My emphasis is on not wanting to have a short child.
Wait,
Just
Zach,
a short woman.
Can we please?
We should already be coming towards our conclusions, right? At the end of the day, I just said when I was discussing
So
the
you
guys
like
or the
tall
girls.
Hey, tall.
You abort short women children.
No.
Yeah.
I was giving an example of what can happen. Because no, yeah, it's not like that.
So now,
I'm beautiful.
for me, when it comes to things like abortion and all of this trauma, I think it's our place to have these conversations. We may be laughing here, right? But a good number of our friends, your friends,
Are doing it.
Ian
are
is hiding
doing it
it.
on a regular. And it's not funny at the time when they do it. The other thing is some of the traumas that cause people to guys to want to run away. So that people when go and talk of trauma is not just those bad things that happen.
Yeah.
The guys who have trauma for being a father. Your father was maybe such a bad father
That you
are scared of
you're not
being a
able to
father.
be yes.
Yeah. And we think that it's normal, but lots of guys in our society have these issues where they just have some phobia here and there, and it triggers them the wrong way. And we don't discuss those things. Just be like, man, they fear you and they live. You don't go into detail like what is the cause
like
of this
everybody
thing.
always says, it's a woman's body. Let her do what she wants.
Yeah.
But sometimes that guy is not even psychological fit to have a child.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, children do come by mistake, like impregnation.
Yeah.
Pre-com in somebody can boast about their pull-out game, like my pull-out game is good, I'll pull out on the right time. But guess what? Pre-ejaculation gets her pregnant.
But if you talk about accident, that is not really accident.
Okay, but
No,
guys, what
it's
I was trying to go at is
Possible.
let everybody take responsibility
Yeah.
to talk to their friends, their family members with things like this, because when it happens, if it's your younger sister or it's your friend, you may be shocked. I remember that there was a case that happened one time. I'll not go into the detail, but it's after it has happened and you're like, but this girl, how did she first even get pregnant? You look like a church girl, good girl, smart girl. What's happening?
It's always a church girl.
Why did she not come and talk to me? She was ashamed at the time she could not talk to you. So
I'll address that part of DNA first.
DNA.
Yes,
What DNA?
Checking out DNA
for Yvonne Nelson. I mean,
okay. The fact that her father did
that
not-
part.
So those are
DNA
things that
test,
come
I
into
think-
play at times too, even when the woman too might not be very sure. So she's just at times she's sure even, but the person who she's sure that it is not the best fit.
Very
So
She's
should we as
very
men
embarrassing.
advocate for priceable
I don't know about
DNA testing
I
center?
don't know
Because
about
this is an
us
issue.
as men, but where I stand, I said after the birth certificate there should be a DNA test.
Exactly.
Hand in hand.
Because you see the embassies now that they are, how can I say? You know, the immigration now is really
Yeah, they check
rampant.
those things
That
out.
is really where families are broken down.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you
There's a
see
test
a family,
and
you see somebody has 4 children and 3 are not his.
Okay, but wait,
Three.
before we round up, right, let me just ask the girls. I'm not saying that you do it though. Why do girls do those things? And 2, what will you do in the case where you are dating somebody, you're about to marry somebody, you're pregnant with somebody? Will you give the child to that man you're about to marry who is a better fit?
Oh, you're already married to the man and then you
And
get
then you
pregnant
have
with
to-
somebody else.
Come again.
You know.
Just say it again.
So why do women give children to men who are not the fathers of the children? And secondly, in
Will you
your
do
own
it?
case, what will you do? Can you do that?
Okay. Personally, first of all, I don't think that it can happen to me. But it's when you start
God
saying
be
can
the
never
glory.
be me, that's when all the can never be me start happening.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it happens to me that I'm perhaps about to get married and then I'm pregnant for somebody
Someone
else, I'll marry him first and tell him after me.
This girl's a devil, man.
You know,
This guy is
Diablo.
You are El Diablo.
See, you know the African
No, but you know many women
you know the African proverb.
She
You know the
but
African
she's
proverb.
saying even many women
You know the African
She's a
proverb.
devil.
You play Cameroon. Now only mommy for picking,
No
no
papa.
papa for picking.
Now
You
back
understand?
to you. What will you do?
Okay, I'll first answer by why they
Women do that, yeah.
You can still be in a situation like you're about to get
I don't want the scattered home.
like you're about to get married
Married,
to somebody,
yeah.
then you're already pregnant with another person,
Yeah.
like you're scared, like you really love the man, or
Yeah.
maybe like you don't want the responsibility of carrying the child alone.
Yeah.
You're looking for a father figure, or maybe that's another reason. But
Yeah.
as for me, I don't really feel like I first will tell him that that's the situation, like I'm pregnant first. Because
Anyway, we can like, you
Wait,
you want to marry her.
All of these things, but let me first actually put something. If you give birth to a child and your husband wants to do a DNA, how will you take it?
I'll be like, hey, Papa, I didn't see the picking of your own.
But let's not focus. Let's not focus on that.
you don't catch
Because
me.
a lot of men are hiding out there
Ambassador.
and they're hiding it.
This child,
Ambassador.
she's El Diablo.
Ambassador, a lot of children, a lot of women have
catch
children.
me.
A lot of
Catch me, oh.
men have children out there a lot. and
But
they're
the
hiding
difference
it.
between a man is that he will be taking care of those children.
Yeah.
But that woman will bring another man's child for you to be taken care of. That's the difference.
It's a
lie.
his own children.
Hello. You see that child? You see that child? Another man that's outside. Another man take care of. Another man take care of his child.
It must not be.
We are a family.
We are interconnected.
This
See,
is El
that's the
Diablo.
point. So
This
then
El
he
Diablo.
so his child, so that the child will not get married to his brother sister somewhere else.
No,
You
I'll tell him
understand?
This
after.
girl is El Diablo.
We
You are.
are going above time. I think some of these conversations we cannot have all of it here. But the intention is just I mean even us seated here, I use some of these conversations to for opening acts for conversations with my friends and my family. So I could just send somebody a link on something to discuss and they're like, so this is your opinion, this is yeah, that's my opinion. What's your own opinion? Then we start talking. Because in Africa we are not comfortable having some of these conversations. But I think we should start using some of these videos or some of these ideas to spark this conversation. It's very important in families because these things happen
Yeah,
when it
the
happens to
child
your younger
somewhere.
sister.
You are the child.
When it happens to your younger sister, you become very shocked and you're offended. But it happens to all the family. So please, let's have these conversations. Should I call it therapy at
Please
home,
don't commit abortion.
counseling at home. All
No,
of
but you
these
go
things
tell
are
me
very
to
necessary. So guys, once again, it was your favorite crew. We had some of these conversations. Comment section, give your opinions with regards to what everybody is saying, and we'll be there with you to chop it up. Yeah, Siwa Ambassador, I'm out.
Peace.